Hello, welcome back. All the sound just left my right ear. Love that. I'm Mallory. Today, this reading, whichever, you're here, so whatever day it is for you, we're going to do a Tree of Life spread. It's going to be 10 questions. And then what tarot deck are we going to use to do this spread? So I'm just going to choose the deck with you. We've got Dreams of Gaia. So I'll be reading out of the book the whole time this spread. I love this deck, don't get me wrong. It's gorgeous, but it differs from a normal tarot deck, and I don't know the meanings of all the cards. Some of them, you know, they're quite intuitive, but I'm a person that likes to read from the book. I like knowing exactly what the book says about that specific card because every deck is slightly different. This one just happens to be quite different. Okay, so we're going to do the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. This one keeps ending up on the bottom. Am I ever going to get to use you? Well, if I just chose to use it, I could use it. Sorry, that plastic was probably loud. And then, well, I didn't even have to ask. We're going to get another, just for clarification. Another deck, Oracle deck for clarification. I think this is a great deck, the one that popped out. It's the Starseed Oracle. I just don't know if it will be completely clarifying. So we got the Spirit Animal. I had to think for a moment which animal deck that was. All right, I'll be back. Okay, I am back. I'm all prepped up. So first card, Crown. What does the collective display to the world? Just one card, please. Just one card. Thank you. Second card. What is the deepest truth they know? Third card. Understanding. What do they accept about their limitations? Fourth card, Mercy. How do they express kindness? Fifth card, Severity. How are they hard on themselves? Gotta scrunch it up. I'm running out of space. A little bit more. Beauty. How can they find beauty today? Victory. What is an upcoming success? Splendor. When do they shine? Foundation. What keeps them grounded? I don't have enough space. Okay, and 10th card, Kingdom. How can they enjoy the material world without being deluded by it? Perfect. Thank you. On the bottom we have the Eight of Air, which usually would be the Eight of Swords, which would be like a self-imposed prison, but again, this deck is quite a bit different. Still kind of looks that way, although it kind of looks like a Two of Swords where they're balancing a decision. Anyways, that's not the point. It's not why we're here. Okay. Crown. What do you display to the world? Destiny. See, I would have had no idea what this was. Personal destiny, universal destiny, seeking answers, purpose, and quest. Your destiny is to become whole and connected. Your destiny is to lead a life with meaning and purpose. Step inside and explore heart and mind. Discover your gifts and talents. A sense of purpose and confidence. Ancestral healing may be required. Break the chain. Remember your dreams. Know your strengths and weaknesses. Sometimes the most important destiny remains hidden. Your destiny may influence generations to come. Overcome trials and obstacles. So I feel like this is saying what you display to the world is leading a life with meaning and purpose. That you go within to explore your heart and your mind. And that helps you to discover your gifts and talents. And that gives you a sense of purpose and confidence. People see you as healing yourself, breaking the chain. So like breaking ancestral chains and ancestral traumas. And people see you just basically going for your dreams. They see you as someone who has a purpose, has a quest, knows what it is, and follows it. Or at least that's what you present to the world. Who knows what they see? People see what they want to see sometimes. Wisdom, what is the deepest truth you know? Because, of course, Earth would be in the front and not in the back. What is the deepest truth you know? We have the 8 of Earth. Here we go. Growth, manifestation, accomplishment, success, abundance, wealth, and appreciation. Success, wealth, and love. Doing what you love, loving what you do. Making plans for the future. A time of abundance ahead. Confidence in a future outcome. Knowing that money doesn't buy happiness, and losing the lack mentality. So the deepest truth you know is literally finding your abundance. It's growth and manifestation, accomplishment and success. And to me, that sounds a whole lot like, someone who's following their destiny. Like you're successful at following your destiny. And so you know growth. You know success. And that apparently is the deepest truth that you know. You know that the lack mentality is something that keeps many people stuck, but you are beyond that, you are past that. Understanding, what do you accept about your limitations? We got 14. Oh, I lied. I thought that was a solid number, but it's actually air. How did I just ignore that entire symbol? Got the 14th of air, which is the king of air. So normally king of swords. You're disciplined, ethical, commanding, expert, forceful, precise, rule-oriented, and respectful. A time for ethical behavior. No room for compromise. That's probably one of your limitations, is that you don't have room for compromise, which I always think is a pretty good thing, but it can be a limiting belief. Seeking the advice of an expert, respecting rules or laws. Keeping your judgment free of emotional impediment, not being drawn into an argument. Why are you pushing boundaries? And don't reject unsolicited advice. So basically, what do you accept about your limitations? I think you accept the fact that sometimes you have to use your head over your heart in certain situations. that lead you to be disciplined. Sometimes others may see it as forceful, but really it's forceful or cold. But really, it's just you, again, using your head over your heart, not being swayed by emotions when you need to make a logical decision, keeping your judgment free of emotional impediment, it says. So, again, other people might see that as cold, but I think you know when the right time, like when is the right time to use your head over your heart, and when is the right time to choose your heart over your head. Mercy, how do I express kindness? Not gonna mess that up this time. We got the 6 of air. Sorry, I wish I knew how to make my camera focus. How do I express kindness? Solutions, comparisons, compromise, open-mindedness, mindfulness, illumination, epiphany, and personal power. A time of research and investigation. Look at and compare a range of options. Weigh the pros and cons. Being willing to compromise. Don't let rigidity hamper possible success. A moment of epiphany. Step into your personal power. Do not discredit what others offer. So you express kindness by being someone who's fair, someone who's mindful and open-minded, someone who tries to find solutions instead of problems, someone who can compromise. Someone who's willing to compromise, at least. And by stepping into your own personal power. And that, I think, comes from knowing yourself, knowing what you want, and knowing where you're headed. Basically, you look at things and you compare, and you kind of see what the best option is, and I think that leads you to being a kind person. Severity, how are you hard on yourself? 5 of fire, that's usually fighting. Yep. Sorry, buddy, I didn't mean to scare you. I scared myself. We got rivalry, competition, aggression, bullying, conflict, discord, chaos, and obstacles. A time of chaos, conflict, or confrontation, a battle for control or dominance, a desire for power, influence, or wealth. Do not judge or condemn others. Base your concerns in fact. Avoid pack mentality behavior. Make no place for bullying. Focus on your vision, not on what others are doing. So I think that you're unkind to yourself by sometimes focusing on what others are doing and not paying enough attention to yourself. Feeling like you have to compare yourself to others, which causes kind of a rivalry, conflict within you, and also causes you to maybe create conflict outside of yourself with other people. Might make you a little aggressive. So comparing yourself to others, just don't do that. Be kind to yourself. There's no need to compare yourself to others. We're all living different lives. We're all here kind of working on some of the same goals, but finding different ways, different means to an end, you know? So don't fight with others and don't fight with yourself. Because it's mean to yourself. Even fighting with others is mean to yourself. There's no reason to put yourself through conflict like that with other people. And don't do it to yourself either. Don't put yourself through your own conflicts internally. There ain't just isn't no point in it. can you find beauty today? Oh. So we got 0, which is usually the Fool. It's called choice in this one, but it's also in reverse. I didn't know I had any reversals in this deck. Keywords: choice, options, opportunities, free will, self-determination, mindfulness, manifestation, cause and effect, reward, consequence, procrastination. Choice creates reality. Belief is a choice. Inaction is a choice. The choice is yours. Determine your direction. The past has influence. Choice offers reward or consequence. Weigh your options. Choose wisely. Stop procrastinating. Be responsible for your choices. Awareness empowers. How can you find beauty today? Stop procrastinating for sure. I'm trying to choose the ones that seem like they're the reverse in here. Be responsible for your choices. Weighing your options. And understanding that inaction is a choice. Let's get some clarification. How can you find beauty today? We're going to go with the animal. How can the collective find beauty today? 3 popped out. On the bottom we have Hummingbird Spirit, Be Here Now. And we've got number 44, Panther Spirit, Reclaim Your Power. So you can find beauty by reclaiming your power. I'm going to put these to the side over here because I don't have the space up here. Oh, 4 popped out. Okay. We got number 26, Embracing the In-Between. So is that the void? Or maybe it just means embracing the in-between of, like, maybe the in-between of making a choice. Embrace the beauty of having the time to sit and make a choice. The time to sit and be in between 2 choices to figure out which one is truly the choice you want. Elephant Spirit, Learn from the Past, which O did say that. 0, not O, but the past has influence. So learning from the past is another way you can find beauty. And then Owl Spirit, You See Clearly Now. So again, taking a moment to be in between so you can see. Open up your third eye and you might be able to find true beauty in this world. Look at me messing up all these cards. What is this? Number 7? Victory. What is an upcoming success? We got number 9, which is knowledge. What is an upcoming success? Knowledge, skills, understanding, training, education, and practical experience. We exist to learn, and we learn to exist. Knowledge is power. Knowledge put to practical use. Do not limit your potential for learning. A time of new study and learning. An opportunity to learn about people and the world. Surround yourself with books and information. Bias and its influence. Improve upon the knowledge that you have. Learning that aids future goals. Sharing knowledge. Skills acquired through practice. So I really feel like it's saying that you're about to level up in some kind of skill. Whether you're going to be going to a class about something, you know, getting training and more education, or maybe you're graduating. and that you're going to have success and victory and practical experience for whatever it is that you're trying to do. For whatever you do, yo. Okay. When do you shine? We got the 9 of Earth. And that is altruism, generosity, charity, giving, receiving, selflessness, benevolence, humility, and self-love. Placing too much value on possessions. Support a worthy charitable cause. Give away all that is no longer needed. Give without bias or expectation. Heal self by helping others. Skeletons in the closet. Charity begins with you. And address any health concerns. So essentially, I feel like this is saying you shine the most when you're being altruistic, when you're being generous, when you're giving, and not worried about what you will receive in return. When you're being selfless and benevolent, having humility and self-love, that's when you shine the most. What keeps you grounded? Oh, wrong way. What was I doing? Got number 17, which is journey. Experience, character, the past, cause and effect, consequence, conditioning, environment, external influence, and providence. You are created by your experiences. Your character is shaped by your past, the past and its influence, reliving the past in the present, smile over the good and make peace with the bad, choose quality experiences, act with reason and purpose, avoid involvement in unwanted conflict, create happy memories, learn from your journey, don't make your truths a prison, and this day is yours to shape. So I feel like what we're taking from that whole keyword and key phrases list is that you stay grounded by avoiding involvement with unwanted conflict. You stay grounded by creating and reliving your happy memories. You stay grounded by learning from your journey and your mistakes, essentially. And you don't make your truths the prison. So essentially, when you make a mistake, you don't contemplate over it over and over again. You don't let that mistake rule your life. You literally learn from it, so that you don't have to make that again, or so that you don't confine yourself into one way of thinking because you're just stuck on a past failure, past mistake. Basically, you ground yourself by being grounded, by like understanding what's a learning experience and you know, moving on, learning and then moving on and applying that knowledge. Once you've learned, applying that to your life instead of, again, making a mistake and then just focusing on how, oh, I'm just a bad person. I made this mistake and I'm horrible and awful and I'm going to HEWLL. You know, like, you stay grounded by learning from your mistakes and then applying that into your life. And then by creating happy memories that you can actually focus on so you don't have to focus on your mistakes or what's gone wrong. Kingdom, how can I enjoy the material world without being deluded by it? We got the 3 of Fires. Normally that's, 3 of Wands, making plans for the future. Where's the fire at? How can you enjoy the material world without being deluded by it? action, implementation, exploration, expression, energy, hard work, sacrifice, imitation. Necessary sacrifice, experiment, practice, and refine. Avoid copying those who inspire. Step out into the great unknown and trust. Put your objectives first. Avoid cutting corners. Pay attention to details. Have you lost direction? So I feel like this is saying you can enjoy the material world without being deluded by it, by hard work. Putting your objectives, like what you want to do and accomplish, before the material world, like focusing on what you want to do, not what you want to have, essentially. By paying attention to the details of things. And sacrificing when you need to sacrifice. So essentially, like, again, if you have a goal in mind, maybe sometimes you have to sacrifice material goods. Almost always on our journey, we have to sacrifice something in order to get something new that we love. And it's generally usually worth it. How can the collective enjoy the material world without being deluded by it? I keep thinking I wrote divided, but it's deluded. Knowing that there's 2 cards there. Well, I didn't mean to pull out 3. Knowing the spirit has your back. So you can enjoy the material world, but also know that spirit's there and spirit has you. By believing in yourself. And by knowing your worth. All right. Honestly, listen, I don't... This was a lot of cards for me to do on a pull. Like, 10 cards, that's a lot. Especially with a deck that I'm not completely familiar with. It's a gorgeous deck, though, isn't it? It's a beautiful deck. But I hope this maybe helped answer some questions for you. Hope you enjoyed the animals. I hope that you have a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and a beautiful life. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me. I love you. Bye.